everybody. Scott Golden here, Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel, and better late than never, the AEW Dark review for the 2nd of June 2020 is here. Doing it more for continuity purposes and to put it in the library for you. A little late, but it's okay. Anyway, so Dark obviously is the internet program. Excalibur and Taz are calling your action. Billy, otherwise known as Billy Gunn, with Austin Gunn defeats John Skyler. This makes me sad, only because nothing against Gunn, but Skyler, there's more in him as an underdiscovered talent. Austin Gunn on the outside, he's crazy, he's zany, he's a millennial, he's all over the place, he's being obnoxious. And so Skyler goes out to the floor. He gets nailed. I mean, there's some good wrestling here, chain wrestling and the like. Gunn goes to the floor, he intervenes. Skyler gets in some offense, but it's not enough nearly enough for his level of skill and what they could be doing with him. Gunn hits a spear through the or Skyler hits a spear through the ropes. Billy comes back with a spine buster and hits his famous for the victory. Not sure what this does, other than give I don't even know that I'd call Skyler a younger guy, an underexposed guy, some ring time. Alex Marvez is out. He's in the parking lot. He's interviewing Dusty and Brandy Rhodes. Notes that QT Marshall isn't anywhere to be found. Marshall is supposedly on the way. Marvez says that Brandy is a good leader, and they, meaning Rhodes and Marshall, are number 2 in the tag division. That says a lot about the tag division, and it's no shot at them, but are you really comfortable with putting a guy who's over 50, near the end of his career, in a number 2 spot in your tag division? While I completely understand the nostalgia factor, is that the best use of your talent? Questionable at best. Marshall pulls up in a new blue Corvette. Allie's in the passenger seat. Easy for me to say. Their partner, Dustin and Brandy are confused by this. Allie implied that he should have a real car, so he went out and got one, which means, yet again, we have a gentleman who cannot think for himself when Pretty Girl is around. That's been done for the last 50 years in wrestling. Not so much a fan of that. So they say they're looking out for QT Marshall. They're worried about him. Brandy asks if he really thought that Allie was into him. And he basically says, with the new him, what's not to like? He said they would come back later, grab a bite to eat. So Butcher and Blade defeat John Cruz and Joe Alonzo. John Cruz is another guy that I really wish they weren't squashing the heck out of. And the Butcher and Blade thing, especially now that they're not really affiliated with MJF. Yeah, why are they a team, especially if Allie's not with them? No more bunny. We've killed off the idea of the bunny. Anyway, so Butcher hits Cruz with a leg drop and then a series of gutbusters. Blade nails a tandem F5 with Butcher, pulls him up with 2 count and delivers more punishment. Butcher suplexes Cruz onto Blade's knees, and they pick up a win. Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler and Leva Bates are up next. Leva brings up their losing in the Battle Royal last week. How can you lose in a Battle Royal? There's only one winner, not a whole bunch of losers. Certainly not something to highlight here. Anyway, Avalon and Cutler begin to argue over who's doing worse. Interviewer describes them as less than savory and leaves. Bates says that two negatives can equal a positive. Is that a math concept? I was never good at math. Maybe it's true, but I don't think it's going to work here. Cutler agrees to team with Bates and Avalon if they agree not to cheat. This is just time killing. Christy Janes versus Kylan King. Janes is pretty good in the ring. She's got a good look, and she's athletic. I don't know that they need as many women as they currently have on the program. I don't know that they've developed the women they have well enough that adding more is a good idea, but the match is decent enough, albeit short. They trade shoulder tackles, taunts, and the like. James gets control of the match for a while, hits some illegal strikes, and King hits a diving cutter, rolling up her opponent for the 2 count. James reverses this into a cradle and pins with a handful of tights. And then we see Santana and Ortiz, otherwise known as Pride and Powerful, of the Inner Circle, defeating Big Game Leroy. What? You have time to come up with a wrestling name, and the best you can do is Big Game Leroy? And L. Lewis. Not a fan. It's a squash for the Inner Circle tag team, which I guess serves its purpose. Mr. Leroy comes in playing video games on the Nintendo Switch. He doesn't seem to care about the match more than the video game. I can see a millennial doing that, so I guess that might get over time. Anyway, so Lewis tags in, Ortiz works him over. They hit a gory bomb. Santana tags in and hits a surge of strikes. Ortiz hits a Michinoku driver. Santana hits a Cobrada and dares Leroy to come back in. Leroy's not so impressed, but he finally does come back in and gets murderated. Santana hits a cannonball in the corner. They both hit the street sweeper and pin Leroy at the same time. Natural Nightmares of Rhodes and Marshall with Brandy defeat Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon with Leva Bates. I mean, that's to be expected, but at the same time, where are we going with this storyline with Avalon and Cutler? They're both losers is far from a compelling storyline that would make anybody buy pay-per-view or tickets when they can, so I don't really get where this is going. Marshall and Dustin, and so Allie comes out. She does commentary. Allie said she encouraged QT to go vegan, and she says she loves a man with an apple. I wonder who that's poking fun at. It has to be an inside joke somewhere. She ignores the question about Butcher and Blade. Taz said that QT looked like a boy who just had his first kiss in a forest. I remember my first kiss. I did not go all the way to a forest. Anyway, so QT slaps the book out of Bates' hand. Avalon's upset, and the heels work over Marshall for quite a bit. Cutler hits a springboard forearm for near fall. Avalon uses a back rake and a leg lariat for near fall. Allie said that if she was at ringside, things would be going different for her man. She said she's turning over New Leaf, and Brandy should too. I don't know what New Leaf she's turning over, but I don't quite see it. Obviously, there is a turn coming here somewhere. I just wonder if it's Allie on Marshall or Marshall on Rhodes. Anyway, Cutler hit a senton. Dustin breaks up the pin. Dustin and Avalon go for tags. Dustin hits an inverted atomic drop bulldog power slam combination, gets a 2 count. Dude, a guy who's been in the business 30 years hits that sequence and only gets a 2. Nah, not a fan of that. Cutler gets a blind tag. Hits his second springboard, this time of an elbow variety. Ali said QT is named QT because he's such a QT. What great pun. Bates jumps in, Brandy enters and hit her with a stunner. I still don't understand Brandy's role. Shouldn't she be with her husband? Again, questions that don't make sense. And I'm a diehard AEW fan. I enjoy the AEW product more than most of WWE, but there's still logicals that just don't make sense. Dustin hits a destroyer. QT follows with a QT cutter for the pin. Ali is impressed with this. She renamed his maneuver the Red Delicious. He makes eye contact with Ali. Ali blew him a kiss, and he is obviously distracted. So Marvez interviews them all to close the program, and so QT said he couldn't have done this without her. Then turns to look at Ali, and Ali says she is the apple of his eye. He handed Brandy a chewed up piece of apple and said that he and Ali were off to celebrate. This leaves Rhodes and, well, Brandy and Dustin confused. I don't think they're the only ones. Dark, not one of the better shows this week. It shows, to me anyway, when you compare it with Dynamite, there's a major drop-off in quality of talent between the Dark show and the Dynamite show, which is to be expected, but at the same time, have coherence would help. Anyway, until next time, Scott Golden, Pro Wrestling Logic. Thank you. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And we will be back soon with more content.